I quickly want to bring you up to speed with ICN, what is busy happening there, and the reason why I'm not going to support that project anymore. And then I'm going to give you the reasons actually why I'm going to pull out of that transaction. I'm not saying that you should, but this is what I'm going to do. The first thing I saw on Binance that they're going to delist ICN. Now, I've never had something like this, so I don't know, and I did not know what to do. My first reaction was simply sell it for Ethereum or for Bitcoin. So I went onto the exchange, Binance, and I put in ICN, and guess what? Nothing happens. So I thought, yeah, okay, what now? They say they're going to delist, but they don't give me the option. I then decided, okay, but let me see if where and how much ICNs I've got, because I've bought ICNs a while ago and then now as part of this portfolio, and they should be all there. So when I opened that my balance account, I saw no ICNs, none whatsoever. And immediately my first reaction was, yeah, they stole it, this hacker or something. You know, you read all of these funny stories, and I should have put it in my Ether account or in my Ledger Nano S account. I didn't do it, and flip it, it's gone. But I sent them an email, and they said to me, this little mine it was ticked, that height was unticked. In other words, the small amounts they hide, but because it's suspended, in other words, they're going to delist it, but at the moment it's suspended, you have to click that and uncheck that in order, and then put in ICN, and yeah, there's it. So you'll see that it's suspended, and then you can only withdraw that. So if you click on the withdraw, you're going to find that it's going to ask you address, the ICN withdrawal address. This is the address that you're going to send that to, and you can of course send portions of it. You don't have to do everything. Well, actually you don't have a choice. You have to send everything because personally I don't know what else to do there. So I then went to my Ether wallet. Please make sure that you open that. In the email I gave you a link to 2 videos that can help you. You simply put that link, that address in there, and then if you click on that's available, it's going to put there, then you click submit, and then voila, it's going to take about, in my case it took almost, well, I did not check for half an hour, and when I checked everything was there, and it's honky-dory. Right, now why is it that I'm not going to support? Well, the story changed. If you look at the ruler's principle, the S in the ruler's principle can either stands for you need to have systems or the story. So if the story changes in terms of an investment, then you have to rethink the whole story. So let me tell you what is busy happening. There's major happenings, and I don't see a lot of people are talking about this. But last week, the Intercontinental Exchange, ICE. Now, ICE is basically the parent company of the New York Stock Exchange. So I want you to understand what the impact of this can have. They confirmed that they are going to launch their new Bitcoin futures product on the 12th of December. It's a little bit more than a month from now. I'm doing this on the 31st of October 2018. So this is definitely not going to be the first Bitcoin futures product, because you can already trade, and this happened last year in November, basically CME as well as with CBOE. But the existing products that they are only derivatives based on the price of Bitcoin. And I think that you all know what happened last year during November, December. The price of Bitcoin just went through the roof, something from 6,000, 4,000 to something like close to 20,000. In other words, investors speculate on changes in the price of Bitcoin. That's what it boils down to. Now, there's something else that I want you to take in consideration. The moment that you play the derivative markets, there's no actual Bitcoins that is changing hands. It's only the prices. You literally bet on the price of the transaction. Now, ICE's product called BACKT, B-A-K-K-T, will allow customers to receive delivery of actual Bitcoins. In other words, what they said is that they're going to guarantee the transaction, okay? And it's going to be backed by actual Bitcoins plus insurance, which means that you can literally take that Bitcoin from that exchange. Now, this, my friend, I think is going to be a major game changer, especially over the longer period of time, because it's going to be the first feature product that will enable customers to buy digital currency through major exchanges. This simply means that cryptocurrency is that one step closer to realizing its potential as a secure, low-cost, high-speed way of transferring money. And that's what we are looking at. So which means that institutional investors like pension funds, this is a several $trillion industry, have now more options than ever to invest and transacting in a digital currency. I looked at, I did a Google search just for fun, the biggest pension fund, and that is the Federal Old Age Survivors Insurance Trust Fund. That's what it's called. That fund has got $2.73 trillion under management. Now, if you take the total cryptocurrency market, the market cap of that, it's in the vicinity of 203 billion. So that fund, if we take this whole fund, all the cryptocurrencies, it's only 7.46% of the total fund that they are busy managing. So you can imagine if they, at one stage, maybe in 3 years or 5 years' time, decide that they're going to put 1 or 5% of their total portfolio into cryptocurrencies, now that they've got this backing and security and stuff like that. I think it's going to be a major game changer, because BACKT will provide institutional money managers with custody and a regulated and a secure platform. That was never present, and from the 12th of December, that's going to happen. And the reason why I think this is major, because for the first time, all the pain points that I had this morning to take, where the hell is this ICN, and where do I find it, and it's email, and you have to have keys for your address and your privacy key and different exchanges, and you have to go through all this rigmarole in order to register there. It's incredible, and suddenly for the institutional money managers, that's going to disappear, which means for their clients, it's going to disappear. But you know what? This is only the beginning, because TD American announces a partnership with the exchange called ErisX, E-R-I-S-X, right? ErisX is going to be like BACKT, regulated digital asset exchange with custodial solutions. Now, this news, I think, is even bigger than ICE, because not only will it help institutional investors, but retail investors as well. So if we look at TD American Trade, they've got more than 11 million funded customer accounts with 1.2 trillion in assets under custody. Right, so I think you can imagine what will happen when an average investor can buy cryptos directly from their brokerage account. I think it's going to be huge, because all these pain points will suddenly just disappear. Now, I'm not sure if you know this, but this is only the beginning, because there's another fund called Fidelity Investments, and they recently announced that they would launch a crypto product before this year end is out. In other words, before 31st of December 2018. Now, I'm not 100% sure. I could not find too much detail around it. But what I do know is that they are even bigger than a TD American Trade, because they've got 27 million customers, accounts with 6.9 trillion in assets under custody, right? In other words, custodianship. So, and of course, all of these are going to make it easier and easier. But you know what? In the last month, Goldman Sachs came out and said they're going to go into cryptocurrency. The Bank of America came out and said that they're going to go into cryptocurrency. Morgan Stanley said that they're going to go into a cryptocurrency and open a desk and custody of their clients' asset. Here in South Africa, Standard Bank had a big release and said, we've got it wrong. The banks are not against cryptocurrencies. They have to work together, and they are using some of that already, and the blockchain technology. So I think there's going to be massive potential in terms of this. Will the price go up? I'm not sure, but what I do know is that the moment that the adoption rate starts to increase, then that Metcalfe curve is going to, and the more people that's going to get into cryptocurrencies, the higher the price will be. I looked at Bitcoin for the last year, a little bit more, a day or two more than a year. Bitcoin did not get to under $6,000. Right, that's major. In other words, everyone says. I looked at in America over the last month, the tech companies fell by 25%, and the cryptocurrencies. I think our portfolio, my portfolio, is up 7.8% without the structure. The moment that I use the structures, it shoots through the roof. But I think we are ideally, or I'm ideally positioned. In fact, I want to go so far as to say that I've backed and bet one of my houses that I will outperform the best unit trust fund here in South Africa with at least 300% over the next year. So let's see if that can happen. Maybe I can have a webinar, depending on if you want to listen to that. But I think there's massive scope. Please, whatever you do, don't invest in cryptocurrencies unless you can afford it, unless you can write off that. This is a gamble because you can't identify this as a class. I've got a whole, let's call it a blueprint that I'm drawing up for myself to find out, but where do you place this thing and how do you place a value? Well, I'm placing values on every bet that I'm making at this stage. But I want to learn, and I'm happy still in this game. So there's a lot for me to learn. By the way, if any one of you know at this stage how you can convert that ERC20 token, the ICN, to Ethereum, for example, please let me know. It's something that I would like to know if it's possible at all. Okay, I think that is enough. I hope that you've read the email that I've sent you. That email is really important. So make sure that you follow that instruction, because otherwise the ICN is going to be disappearing. Right? Talk to you soon.